Money. It's something we can't live without.
It's going to affect your everyday life.
Managing it is one of the most important skills.
Kind of need to know how to adult. That's called adulting.
From banking to budgeting, it's all about spending smarter.
Not just blowing your money on stupid stuff.
Do's and don'ts of finance.
I basically called it the game. It's like Monopoly.
And why setting you and your kids up for success starts at an early age.
If you don't know the rules, you don't play the game plays you.
FOX6 Cents, a year in review. Well, thank you for tuning in to this FOX6 Cents special. Whether you're spending or splurging, we hope you can learn something to help you make smart moves with your money. Back in March, we launched FOX6 Cents, a new monthly segment here on Fox 6 to help you make sense of your finances. The more years you spend learning about how to manage your money, the more it puts you in a better spot to succeed. That's why it's important to get kids thinking about money early. There are people bringing financial literacy to the classroom and showing kids that the life they want is within reach. When bills come in the mail, 22-year-old Amanda Jenkins never lets them collect dust.
I just checked last night just to make sure.
But it wasn't long ago Jenkins was in over her head.
You know, in school, I could tell you a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but I can't tell you how to balance a checkbook. I'm like, new month, new year.
As a teenager, she had a tendency to splurge, blowing paychecks on things she didn't need.
Just having my time, I guess.
All that changed one day when a financial planner visited her class at Tenor High School.
She scared me straight. That was a red flag for me that day.
Jenkins quickly realized everything she wanted in life wasn't possible until she got her credit and savings in check.
You kind of need to know how to adult. That's called adulting, and paying bills is part of adulting.
We have people who are dealing with immense credit card debt. We have young people who are so burdened with student loan debt that they can't afford to buy a home.
Brenda Campbell is the president of the Milwaukee-based nonprofit Secure Futures. The group's goal is to bring financial literacy to the classroom.
It's about knowing income and expenses and banking and dealing with credit. It's everything you need to know about money.
State surveys find the majority of Wisconsinites can't correctly answer basic money management questions. Nearly the same amount live paycheck to paycheck. And roughly 3% of Wisconsin households, almost the size of Racine County, don't even have a savings or checking account.
And we have students who there's no one in their family who's ever been banked. So, you know, if they're used to going to the check cashing store, why would they go and open a bank? That's number one, right? They all want to buy a car.
One of the programs at Secure Futures is called Money Coach. Volunteer financial mentors are paired with teens like Jenkins to help build lifelong money management habits. Do you remember some of the things that you asked them?
How to budget. That's probably the very first thing that we asked.
It wasn't long before Jenkins was able to put $1,000 in her savings account for the first time. Now people are asking her about finances.
Some of my friends, you know, they don't have any credit at all, and they want me to help them, you know, with their credit. I'm like, oh girl, I got you. You need me to help you? I know how to get your credit score up.
Campbell gave us her 2 cents on how all of us can make changes now for a brighter financial future. For 1 month, track all of your expenses. What do you need and what can you live without? Figure out your long-term savings goals. How much money will you need in 10 or 20 years to buy a house or retire? What's your plan to reach those goals?
You can either make more money. Does that mean another job? Does that mean, you know, Uber, whatever it means for you? Or you can spend less.
You just got to put your mind to it.
Jenkins says she's on track to graduate from UWM debt-free. The life she always wanted is now within reach because she switched from splurging to saving.
I'm about to purchase a brand new car because I worked so hard on my credit.
Yes, and joining us now is Amanda Jenkins. Amanda, thank you for coming back and speaking with us. You're basically a success story of this program and others like it.
Yeah.
So what does financial literacy mean to you? How has it changed your life?
I think how it changed my life is it gave me more confidence in my finances, and I think that's just what would make anybody more successful. Anything is gaining confidence. It's the unknown that's fearful. So becoming more knowledgeable and more confident is what I feel like empowered me along my financial journey.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to money, is there a best piece of advice that you've ever been given that you'd like to share?
I say to this day, whenever you're getting paid, always save at least 10 to 15% first. So pay yourself first. So I think that's a rule that I've been sticking by till this day, and I really recommend everybody to actually do it.
Is that easy to do?
Well, at first it's definitely hard, but with the Money Coach program, they showed us how to like set up bank accounts. So I was able to split my check. So it was kind of like I was blindly saving before I actually like seen my savings account. So 15% first, that's a general rule.
Well, give us an update. Are you any closer to reaching your goals? I know you wanted to buy a car.
I actually am so excited that you asked me that. Like, I actually am closer to achieving my goals, and that is because I did achieve it, and I bought me a brand new car.
Oh, wonderful.
Off the lot.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was kind of like my dream car, my first big purchase, and I was able to do that with the knowledge from the Money Coach program. So it's really exciting to say that I have my dream car almost.
That must feel good. And you're going to also be kind of preparing to mentor some other young people, too. What do you think that will be like for you?
You know, for some reason, I did not think I was qualified enough to do this. But now I think it's kind of like a full circle moment. It's kind of like the student becomes the teacher. And I kind of feel like who is more better to become the teacher than the student, you know, becoming an alumni. Now I can be a teacher and kind of use my knowledge to teach the youth is what I'm all about. So I'm really excited to share what I have with the community and support others.
Well, do your friends still ask you to get their credit score up?
You know, it's an endless thing. It's an endless thing. Yeah, my friends do still ask me about credit. Like not that long ago, one of my friends asked me about her credit, and her credit score decreased, and she was feeling like discouraged. And I was just telling her like, hey, credit's one of those things that fluctuates. It's one of those things that's going to drop and then it's going to go high. It's just you just got to keep getting back on the horse and kind of keep focusing on how to get your credit score back up. So
well, they've got a good friend in you to help them out with that. Thank you for joining us again. Well, there are big changes ahead for how Wisconsin students learn about money. There's a new law making sure no one is left behind.
Okay, so I'm ready to go. Are you guys ready to go?
In Tyler Podol's classroom,
I do show my credit report. I show my investment portfolio.
he is the lesson.
They need to understand where money will come from, how credit cards work, how debt works in their life.
Podol is a personal finance teacher at Milwaukee's Bayview High School.
I think this is as helpful as it would be for your age as well.
He tries to make the course relatable to students by sharing his personal finances with the class.
What do they know before they walk through the door?
The general knowledge they have, it's great. It's a sponge. They want more of it. They ask a lot of questions.
Podol has been teaching this semester-long course for 3 years. That's around the same time Milwaukee Public Schools made it a requirement for students.
It's a really good age because students are just starting to get jobs and learn how to, read their paycheck stubs and do their taxes on their own. That retirement is what you're saving for the future.
Marty Diaz is the financial literacy teacher mentor for MPS.
They want our students to be able to compete worldwide and in their communities. And so this is a social justice issue, and we want to make sure that our students have what they need to be successful.
Start with logging in and go to MoneyPath.
When MPS implemented its personal finance course, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers said it was one of only 12 urban school districts in the country to put the requirement in place without a state mandate. That changed late last year when Evers signed Wisconsin Act 60 into law. It requires all high school students to take a half-credit personal finance course starting with the class of 2028.
He's helped me see a lot of stuff and helped me learn a lot of stuff.
Bayview High School junior Quantavious Stokes has a lot of questions for guest speaker Vincent Wallace Haygood with the group Secure Futures. Wallace Haygood is presenting Ballin' on a Budget to help kids plan for things they want, like new sneakers or phones, and things they need, like an apartment and groceries.
He's very understanding. You hear it from somebody that came from same city I came from, grew up probably in the same household I grew up in. So just seeing something like that is probably inspirational to other kids.
Secure Futures finds 1 in 4 students nationwide have access to a personal finance course, but the number drops among African American and Latino students to 1 in 14.
It's a very big issue, right? The wealth gap. And we know that if that isn't closed, that there's going to be disadvantages for the students that we work with.
MPS hopes the financial knowledge gained in the classroom is shared when students go home. Diaz encourages them to start a comfortable conversation with parents or guardians about home finances. Talk about what you each know about credit scores and savings. Diaz says students should learn from the mistakes and successes of others in the community. What tips do your parents or local business owners have to help you gain financial empowerment? Padol says that education will stick with you.
Yes, writing, math, sciences, the social studies, the histories are all really important. But this is going to be your most important class that's going to affect your everyday life.
Well, it's a key piece of your financial health equation. Coming up on Fox 6 Cents, a year in review, we're talking about credit scores, what it means and how you can improve it. And new year, new you, we're sitting down with a financial expert to talk about some good habits that you could pick up to help you in 2025 and beyond. And cashing in on success and maybe picking up a new hobby, the program that can help reward your children for doing well in school. And as we head to break, some tips for year-end saving and spending from Secure Futures. Make a holiday budget, set a spending limit for gifts, travel, and festivities, and stick to it. Also, track your spending. Keep tabs on purchases to avoid overspending. We'll be right back on Fox 6 Cents, a year in review. Welcome back to Fox 6 Cents, a year in review. Credit score. It's a number that can make or break you. But what is it? It's a mathematical formula that's basically a prediction of your credit behaviors. It shows lenders how likely you are to get a loan at a bank on time or based on your past credit history. Credit scores are used for everything like a mortgage, auto loan, or even renting an apartment and insurance. If you want to build up your credit, you need to get credit. But how can you get credit if you have bad credit? It's an important first step. Open a bank account and take out several small loans and make on-time monthly payments. Over time, that should improve your score. If you have any outstanding debt in collection, pay it off as soon as possible. And make sure to pay all of your bills on time to avoid collections in the first place.
We don't want to live the life for them, but it's our job to be able to educate them and to equip them to be productive members of society and be able to thrive in the opportunities they've been afforded.
That's Robert LeGrant, a market manager at BMO Harris Bank by day and his family finance leader by night. On the first Sunday of every month for the last 5 years, the LeGrants do something most families don't. They have a frank talk about each member's finances. And joining me now is Robert LeGrant. And Robert, we had such a good time meeting you and your family, and it was really eye-opening how much you talked in depth about your own finances. Why is it important for families to do this?
Bret, thanks first of all for having me. We felt that it was important for a couple of reasons. One, to educate our children. As they were getting older and life brought them different opportunities, it afforded us to be able to have a conversation to talk about how finances fit in their overall picture. So we started it that way and it kind of evolved over time.
Well, with that being said, how can families kind of emulate what you do? What's the first step in that conversation?
Well, the first step is just talking about and having a good sense on what you do financially. My wife and I grew up very differently when we thought about our finances. And so we had to come together before we talked to our now 22-year-old and our 19-year-old sons to make sure that we were all aligned in the things that we wanted to accomplish.
Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about credit cards, because in our series here, we've talked a lot about credit cards. A lot of negative things about them because they lead to debt in a lot of cases. Are they really that bad?
Well, in and of themselves, they're a wonderful vehicle, Bret. It gives you the opportunity to really talk to opportunities of where you get to track your expenses, having some level of cash management with the grace periods that are afforded, and lastly, having the opportunity to get some level of rewards or points and being able to take advantage of such. Where the problem goes is not lining up with the things that you really can afford and the debt that goes on the credit card payments. So there's a recent study that came out from TransUnion, and it's very paramount with the work that we do at Secure Futures that Generation Z really has added on to the level of debt at really a historic rate. And so we want to educate and arm our young people to make sure that they're making great financial decisions.
And too many credit cards, too. That's another problem. Some people just keep signing up for these things.
Yeah, the usage and the amounts. There's really been a dissonance from when talking to really paying for things with cash or having a credit card. And so it becomes so easy to just pull out the card and say, hey, the $1 here or the $5 there. And it really adds up over time.
Okay, so we're heading into a new year, and we got to start talking about maybe tax season, right? And saving up, maybe even thinking about saving for next Christmas. Is it too early to start doing all of those things?
Well, it's never too early, Brent. Again, yesterday is the best time to start, but today will be the second best time. And so when we have those opportunities to speak to taxes or even next year holiday spending, one of the things that we always make emphasis of is not letting the ghost of financial Christmas holiday season 2024 haunt what happens in 2025. So sometimes we overextend ourselves, and then the piece that we made mention of, we talk to and really getting overextended, and then we go into the new year really carrying that burden. It's hard to really escape from those chains that really drag us down that way.
Excellent. Okay, all good advice. Thank you so much, Robert, for joining us.
We appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, coming up on Fox 6 Cents, a year in review.
Bad. I was in a very bad place.
From struggling in stress to smart saving, the financial clinic investing hope in Milwaukee. And as we head to break, some more tips for year-end saving and spending from Secure Futures. Shop smart. Take advantage of holiday sales and discounts, but only for items that are on your list. And embrace DIY. Consider making personalized gifts to save money and add a heartfelt touch. We'll be right back on Fox 6 Cents, a year in review. Well, welcome back to Fox 6 Cents, a year in review. We have some more tips for year-end saving and spending from Secure Futures. Plan ahead, avoid last-minute shopping to minimize impulse buys, set limits on gatherings, suggest potlucks or budget-friendly activities for the holidays. Well, you go to see a doctor if you're not feeling well, but you go to see this clinic if you're sick of debt. Here's some help that's available for people with financial struggles.
From her front porch,
Yeah, it's the original woodwork. It's the original pillars.
Shantae Gibbs can relax knowing she finally has a place to call her own.
I'm a mother of 4. I just want to be able to teach them some financial stability, show them that working hard, being consistent, being disciplined can build things like this.
Her journey to home ownership wasn't easy. It took Gibbs 3 years.
It was bad. I was in a very bad place. I think my credit score was like 4s. So it was poor.
She was able to take this abandoned eyesore in Milwaukee's Harambe neighborhood and make it a home, all thanks to some help from Riverworks Financial Clinic.
So they ended up connecting me with a financial coach.
I basically called it the game. It's like Monopoly.
The clinic's manager,
If you don't know the rules, you don't play the game plays you.
is Tony Myers.
The rules are financial literacy.
And the goal is financial empowerment.
What we do is we work with folks who are either, perhaps they are looking to buy their first home. They may have some credit issues or some delinquent accounts on their credit that's preventing them from doing that. We want to reduce the wealth gap, and we want to begin putting people on that path of financial independence and intergenerational wealth.
In just the last year, Riverworks Financial Clinic has helped nearly 700 people with free one-on-one professional financial counseling. It's available to anyone in Milwaukee over the age of 18, and while each situation is different, Myers says most come with credit card debt.
Because a lot of times people just need to get over that hump. There's just one little obstacle that's just preventing them from being able to get on that path to financial wellness.
Tony, when people are living paycheck to paycheck, where does the conversation even begin then when you talk about savings?
It's a challenge. It's hard. And it doesn't mean that you have to save $20,000, $30,000. You can just get to save $1,000. Just take those small little steps towards building a savings, and then eventually you will be able to have, little something to fall back on.
He says there are 2 things you can do right now to save. 1, know your credit score. Myers says most people he works with don't. He says it will help you understand how much work you need to do if you want to buy a home or a car. And 2, get rid of your credit cards. Myers warns paying the minimum balance each month will land you further in debt.
Instead of being a piece on a board that's just being manipulated, you should be the one that's making the financial decisions.
This is one of the roofs that was completed.
Near Burleigh and Buffum, financial coach Clarissa Morales shows us how Riverworks is helping to transform a whole neighborhood.
How have you seen Harambe change since Riverworks has kind of been more ingrained here?
You know, Riverworks has been here for a while, and there's just more and more growth.
Morales helps people here get funding for home repairs and homeowners insurance.
It shows that there is unity in the community.
Gibbs is one of her success stories.
The homeowners next to me, they love the fact that I bought the house because immediately they think the value of their homes go up.
Gibbs says the help she got from Riverworks opened more than just the doors to her home. She's starting her own business while also planning for retirement.
And I want to tell people, don't give up, don't give up. The resources are out here. It's Riverworks. They have everything you need.
And Riverworks also helps people with taxes and seniors on a fixed income. The programs are paid for through grants in a partnership with the City of Milwaukee. We put a link on the Fox Local app with more information. Well, ahead on this Fox 6 Cents special, coins sent right to your door. But there's a catch, the program rewarding kids for doing well in school. And as we head to break, some more tips for year-end saving and spending. Use cashback and rewards. Redeem credit card points or cashback offers for extra savings. Save first. Prioritize putting a little extra into saving before the holiday spending begins. We'll be right back on Fox 6 Cents, a year in review. Welcome back. Some more tips now for year-end saving and spending from Secure Futures. Focus on experiences. Create memorable moments instead of overspending on material items. And finally, start planning for next year. Open a holiday savings account to set aside money throughout the year. Well, a recent study finds 83% of teens don't know how to manage their money. Technology is helping to change that. There are several apps available like Greenlight and BusyKid. They are purpose-built to teach kids and parents about the value in saving and investing and spending that money. Well, here's a cool way for students to literally get free money. Coins for A's is a program offered by the American Numismatic Association. Earn 3 or more A's in school and they'll send you a coin and a free initial 1-year digital membership to the ANA. So not only are they sending you money, it could also lead to a new hobby of coin collecting. You can sign up through their website, money.org. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Fox 6 Cents, a year in review. You can find all of our Fox 6 Cents stories and content on the Fox Local app on your smartphone or television. Or you can visit our website, fox6now.com. There you can also find links to resources to help. Thanks again for watching.